One-point perspective drawing, we're going to need a ruler, an eraser, and of course our pencil. There are lots of different ways we can set this up. Here's one way that works for most kids. In the center here, I want you to draw a rectangle. I have my paper in a landscape mode, which means it is wider than it is tall. And to the best of your ability, to try and draw this nice rectangle in the back. And this is going to be the back wall, because we're going to draw a little room here. And try as best you can to make sure that your paper is lined up, or the room is lined up with the paper. So you want that nice square sides there. Straight up and down. The best we can. It's not going to be perfect. The better we get, the more accurate we can become later on. But for now, this works for me. And hopefully it'll work for you. The next thing I'd like you to do in the back here, in this size here, and this should be about the size maybe of a cell phone, maybe slightly bigger than a deck of cards, so a fairly decent size. If yours is smaller, it just means your room is going to be longer and the hallway is longer. If it's bigger, it means our hallway or room is a little bit close to that back wall. It doesn't matter. It can work with any size. It's a little on the smaller side. It just means you have a much longer hallway. That's okay. It's a longer room. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I'm going to put in the center our vanishing point. It's a bit of a boring place for it, but that's okay. Very distracting, okay? You can figure out a way to drink water properly, but squeezing the bottle every time, that would be great. The vanishing point is a very important spot. When you get better, we can put it anywhere inside the room. When you get really good, anywhere on the page. And when you're really, really good, it can even go off the page. But for now, we'll leave it in the center. It makes life easy. I'm going. No, we have. Yeah, ideally we'd have a little bit more rectangle. Absolutely. Yeah, that's a rectangle. Perfect. Yeah. If it's wider, it just means that the back wall's wider. It's not a big deal. I'm going to line up my ruler with the vanishing point, the corner of my rectangle, or that will be the back wall. Goes right off the page, and I'm going to draw not inside there, but outside here. See, I've drawn outside of that little rectangle. So in this space there. It will definitely be a 3D space. So I'm going to go around here, lining up with that dot and the corners of my rectangle, right off the page, working my way around. It should. That's the whole point. Yeah. So this space is open, and that's my floor, 2 walls, and my ceiling. If you happen to have drawn in there by accident, not a big deal. Take an eraser and erase it away. It's quite all right.
Can you draw something in it?
We're going to, absolutely. Absolutely put stuff in it. Truly. Now, some of you may have never drawn this way before. And if you haven't, it's going to be tricky the first few times. Rulers aren't meant to try and sharpen our pencil, okay? If you have drawn this way, it'll be a little easier and you'll be a little bit more accurate. It's okay. This takes a while to figure out. Okay? So, with here, I want this point to come up with that. So right off there. Okay? And it's okay. Yeah, you got the right, and you can draw that line right off the page. Can we not use the ruler as a drum kit? Thank you. Yes. How can we help you?
You know how you said that you taught at Fiji?
Yes.
My brother goes to Fiji. How long ago did you?
I taught there a long time ago. I taught there about 10 years ago.
Because for some reason, my brother said that last year another teacher came in and he taught me how to do this.
Yeah, well, I don't make up these. These lessons have been taught for well over 500 years. on this.
500?
Yeah, people have been doing this for over 500 years. This type of drawing, perspective drawing, yeah, it's been around. So I didn't make this style of drawing up. Okay. We're going to draw here a door on the back of the wall. It doesn't matter where it goes, but if we were to stand here at this back of the wall, that's where our eyes are going to be. Okay, so we want to make sure our door is above our eyes, otherwise it'll make it seem kind of strange. Perfect. Cool, that's fine. That means we see more ceiling and more floor. It's okay. So I'm going to draw a vertical line here on one side, nice and straight. Another one over on this side. Usually, actually, the ruler is often a good width for most people's doors. It all depends on how big you've made it. And a nice horizontal line at the top for the top of our door. If it's below that dot, it's going to look a little bit strange.
Because the person will be taller than
The door, exactly.
taller than man.
Yeah, it would sort of look like that. So it would look almost like it's a toy room, or maybe you're on top of stairs walking down. Yeah.
Wall. That looks like a house. It does look like a house.
I know
Now-
what you're doing. Your
Yeah.
dream house. Making a
Some of you will struggle with this.
Shadow.
Shadows are a little tricky, but eventually, yes, we can actually figure out how shadows work. Truly. I want you to imagine that this here is our door. Right now, it's a little bit small. Pardon?
Can I get this way?
Yeah, you could do it that way.
Can I
And I want to be able to walk around my room. Okay. So if I was, let's open this place up a little bit. Let's make it a little bit bigger for us. Okay.
How are we gonna do that?
Well, that's a really good question. What I'm going to draw along here, I'm going to move my line out. I'm going to draw another line, a vertical line, right there. Right to the ceiling. From floor to ceiling. Nice vertical line. And do your best to try and make sure that line stays horizontal, vertical. If it goes off at an angle, it'll make it look like our wall's about to fall over. Which is kind of cool. Around Halloween, we can draw the inside of a haunted house, and we can make it have the walls and the doors are all falling over. Fantastic, my friend. That's exactly how I want to look. The next thing I want to do is extend the line on the floor as well as the ceiling. So that ceiling out, we extend this line out to our new line. We extend our floor out to our new line, just like that.
Oh, it looks like a little hole.
And then we can erase 3 lines that we no longer need.
What line?
Well, which lines do you think we don't need anymore?
Oh, I know.
Which one?
Yeah, it looks like a hall.
It does. Which ones do we not need? Yes, John.
You made it go that way, the top one on the ceiling and the bottom one on the ground,
Yeah.
and the one in the center.
Oh,
That way.
perfect. Those are the 3 we don't need anymore. So I'm going to erase this top line on the ceiling. I'm going to erase this bottom line on the floor. And finally, I'm going to write that line in the middle, he said. Well done, it's got good eyes.
People couldn't get in without walking through.
So now I can walk here and I can turn around the corner.
Oh, this is so cool.
It's a little tricky. So I erase this line, that line, and the top line.
So what line was?
You can totally see that now? Yeah.
What line do I do now?
I'm going to come around and pause this. I'm going to come around and take a